You don't go broke buying a home in Orlando. You go broke living in it. And today I'm going to share the sneaky cost that no one thinks about before moving here. And these aren't one-time expenses. I mean, there are sneaky ongoing costs that slowly drain your budget and leave people wondering how living here got so expensive so fast. And at the end of this video, I will share ways to help you avoid some of these costs. If we haven't met, I'm Chandra, and I help people just like you move to Orlando. So feel free to reach out. So let's get into the costs that most people don't think about. We all know Florida has high homeowners insurance. In fact, it's the highest in the country and twice the national average. Now, newer homes can start around $2,000 a year, but the older homes, anything that was built before 2010, can jump as high as 3 times the national average. But typically, this is not what surprises people. It's the flood insurance. There's about 20 to 25% of the homes in Orlando that are in some level of flood zone. So if you have a mortgage, your lender will require flood insurance. And if you're in a flood zone, that's like an additional 500, sometimes even up to 3,000 plus a year on top of your homeowner's insurance. Number two, you've probably heard about HOA fees. Over 75% of the homes in Orlando have HOAs. I mean, it's just hard to avoid. And the amounts will vary. So if you have resort style communities that have, the pools and the fitness centers, or even just townhomes and condos, they seem to be much higher because they do include the yard work. But I've seen HOAs as high as $1,000. However, the sneaky cost that you don't budget for isn't the HOA itself, it's the special assessment. So if they need to repave a road or replace the pool equipment or just fix anything and they don't have the money in reserves, they'll pass along a special assessment to you, whether you want it or not. Now you're paying an extra amount per month on top of your regular HOA fee that you had absolutely no warning or control of. And it doesn't seem fair, but it's right there in the HOA documents. The documents most people don't read. And the third one is CDD fees. Now this, you might have never even heard of it, but it stands for Community Development District Fees. When developers build new communities, they create a special tax to pay for infrastructure, such as the roads, sewers, street lights, and parks. But this fee gets handed down to the homeowners. And it's like a 20 to 30-year fee that you're paying yearly, and it comes with the taxes. So you've got the CDD fees on top of your regular property taxes. And here's the sneaky part. A lot of agents don't even mention it up front. So you're looking at a home, comparing prices, you see your dream home, you fall in love, go under contract, and then during the closing process, you find out that there's a $2,000 annual CDD fee, and you can't get rid of the CDD. It's tied to the property for the entire payoff period, usually 20 to 30 years. Even if you sell the house, the CDD transfers to the next buyer. So if you're buying into a brand new community with great amenities, then you may not mind paying that extra fee. Number 4 is the summer electric bills. Now we know that it gets hot in Florida. Nobody understands just how bad it actually is until they live through their first Orlando summer. If you're coming from the Midwest like I did, your summer electric bill was maybe anywhere $100 to $200 a month. Here, you need to budget for a minimum of $300 a month. It gets hot and it seems to stay hot from May till October. If you have a pool, it's even higher, so budget on the higher side. I've had friends pay as much as $700 a month. Another sneaky cost is toll roads. They're everywhere. There's like 4, 5 toll roads, and using them is required if you want to avoid sitting in traffic for hours or you want to avoid I-4. So here's the sneaky cost though. If you're commuting to work 5 days a week and you're using toll roads, you're paying anywhere from 50 cents to $1.75 a toll. But you can pass 2 or 3 tolls just to get to work. And then, of course, you have to go home. So let's say it costs you $6 a day in tolls with an e-pass, $30 a week, $120 a month, just to commute to work. So this doesn't even include groceries or going and having fun. When we moved here, we would avoid tolls in the GPS. Well, that was short-lived. You start weighing the time versus money, but you can easily spend $200 a month on tolls. You can avoid them, but it'll take much longer to get where you want to go, and you'll probably spend money on gas just trying to bypass them. Number 6 is hurricane preparation costs. Now, every hurricane season, which runs June through November, you need to prepare for the potential storms. So here's what nobody tells you. Even if the hurricane misses Orlando completely, you can still spend $200 to $500 preparing for it. By the time you stock up on water, non-perishable foods, batteries, and flashlights, filling gas tanks, propane tanks, or you may even be buying a generator, it does add up. And you may do this several times per season, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And another one is pest control. Now, this is not optional in Florida. In most parts of the country, pest control is optional. In Florida, it is required unless you want your house infested with palmetto bugs, ants, termites, and roaches. But it could cost you like $40 to $80 a month to have people spray, and a lot of people need the monthly service just to keep the pests under control. It just depends on where you live. Nobody budgets for it because they're probably thinking, I'll just buy bug spray if I see anything. Well, that doesn't always work in Florida. The bugs here are relentless. Now, palmetto bugs, which are basically giant flying roaches, come inside no matter how clean your house is. The ants invade big time during the rainy season. And honestly, I didn't even realize we had so many ants in one spot. And termites are everywhere, and they can cause thousands in damage if they're unnoticed. So you'll need pest control, or you'll find out when your house gets infested, and then you're desperately calling exterminators. Either way, you have to pay. And speaking of termites, if you buy a home anywhere here, your home inspector is probably going to recommend you get a termite bond. Now, that's an additional $300 to $600 per year for termite protection and inspection. So if you don't get it and termites damage your house, your homeowner's insurance does not cover it. You're actually paying out of pocket for repairs that could cost $5,000 up to over $20,000. So you pay the $500 a year for the termite bond. It's just another expense that nobody warns you about. And then your car upkeep it's just more expensive in Florida because of the climate. It is so hard on it. With the heat and the sun, the paint breaks down, the interior breaks down, your windshield wipers you need to replace because the rubber just seems to mess up easily. But a main thing that I noticed is your car battery. I mean, it literally does good to make it for 2 years. So you'll be buying those often. And then everything costs more in the tourist area. So you'll pay more at restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores. I mean, even when you're looking at homes, you seem to be focused on the home price, but you don't actually think about how much more expensive it will be to live in certain areas. So you thought you were getting a good deal on a house near Disney. What you actually got was a lifestyle that cost more per month. Then number 10 is lawn care and home maintenance. Your grass grows year-round in Florida, so your grass and landscaping need attention 12 months per year. So if you do it yourself, you're mowing every single week, at least 6 months out of the year, and trimming, edging, and weeding. In summer heat, it is brutal. Most people give up and they hire lawn services. But lawn service costs about $100 to $150 a month, depending on your lot size. Now, nobody budgets for this because they think, I'll just mow it myself like we do back home. It's not that hard. But the summers here, 95 degrees, 90% humidity, you're close to passing out. Just tack on another $100 a month just in case. Then you have pressure washing. Your house needs pressure washing once or twice per year to deal with the mold, mildew, and the algae buildup from the humidity of the rain. So you're either buying a pressure washer or you're hiring someone to do it for you. In other climates, you might pressure wash your house maybe once every 3 to 5 years. In Florida, you're doing it every year or your house looks disgusting. And lastly, pool maintenance, if you have one. Now, there's a lot of homes in Florida that have pools. You just need to maintain it. I mean, you got the chemicals, the repairs, if something breaks down. You need to resurface the pool, which isn't cheap. So these expenses need to be considered. Here's a few tips to help you overcome some of these expenses. Get several insurance quotes before you purchase the home. Make sure you know if you're in a flood zone. Read the HOA documents showing their finances and ask if any assessments are anticipated. It's easier to budget this if you know ahead of time. Confirm if there is a CDD fee in the community that you're looking into. Ask the seller what their power bills ranged in the summer. Mow your own lawn and see it as exercise. Always put a visor in your dash to protect the inside from the sun, and park it in the garage or under the shade as much as possible. And then clean your own pool. We have an automatic cleaner that scans the bottom, and if you just add chlorine to it, you really don't need all those other chemicals. And then we just brush the sides off every so often. So it's not really that bad. As far as pest control, if you spray monthly, like put it on the calendar so you don't forget. Spray your home and your yard, then you can at least control them. That's what we do. And if you want an honest breakdown of whether Orlando fits your budget, reach out. I'd rather have that conversation now than see you make an expensive mistake in the future. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more West Orlando content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.